Shalom. It's your man Solomon Deval Israel. Got my brother here, Gabar Israel as well.
Shalom, Mark.
About to bring a teaching that is very, very widely, highly anticipated, very widely talked upon the Israelites that have awakened. It's titled "The True New Moon and Sabbath Days and the Most High Ways of Keeping Time." We're going to get into some real deep information. As y'all know, it's been a lot of confusion about the Sabbath, the holy days, the feast, how the Most High keep time, the Gregorian calendar, and if we need to use the Gregorian, all these calendars to keep time to get an understanding for when we do our Sabbaths and feasts. So, I took it upon myself to do a lot of research. It took me about 6 months. Put together a lot of research, notes, information. We went through a lot of scriptures, and I'm going to present it to the congregation in hopes it gives the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that was need to be brought forth from the Most High. So without that, without holding nobody up, we're going to get started. Before we get started, you should see coming across your screen the email, Solomon Deval Israel. Pause your screen, send me an email, and I'll send you back 5 PDFs. Maybe in one compressed file or maybe 5 separately, but it'll be 5 PDFs to follow along with the teaching. It'll consist of the teaching itself, 3 calendars, and 1 timeline. So this way you will actually be able to follow along with the reading and research. We already did it for you. Straight out the scriptures, straight out the books, give you all the knowledge and wisdom and understanding you need. So let's get on ahead and get into that. This is a teaching on different issues on how the Most High originally kept time from the beginning of creation up to the day. We will open a teaching covering the origin and the history of calendars for the first part, and the Most High ways of keeping time throughout the rest of the presentation for the second part. So to follow along with this teaching, you're going to need the following books. I know it's going to be many of us, probably like myself or family members, who probably trying to get an understanding of why many of us are fleeing America. Many of us are calling ourselves Hebrew Israelites. Many of us are saying we're God's chosen people and it's the last days. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information on the books where they're getting this knowledge from, so you will understand how important these books are and how relevant they are to not only this teaching, but all teachings that we bring forth. Not only is it just me, but any other Hebrew Israelite that study and reads from these books. The first book, 1611 King James with the Apocrypha. Okay? This book here is the original book of the Bible in English, transferred from Greek by King James and his associates or people in his kingdom put it together. What makes this book different than the original, it was the original records from the Hebrew Israelites. It was a translation from the Hebrew Greek to English, but it also entails the Apocrypha, which is a book very important to the relevancy of time of today's past, present, and future prophecies, but was taken out of the Bible for the many content and relevant information that was given to the new generations. So that's the original Bible, 1611 in English. This is what you really should have. I use it more so as a monument. I don't even write in it. Read from it, but I don't even write in it. So just wanted to give you information. The next book will be the King James. Same book. I can use it, brothers. Same book, King James, 1611 King James Version. The difference is more English terminology from when it was changed, as opposed to when the I was changed to the J, because the J in the Hebrew alphabet never had a J. So in this book, you will see a lot of the I's that used to be J. In this book, you will see them I's transferred to J. Also in this book was the Apocrypha taken out. Still a good study book of today's time. Prefer this book of getting all relevant information though. This book, next book we conclude to bring with this book, the Apocrypha. If you only studying from a King James version, then you need an Apocrypha. The King James Apocrypha gives you what was taken out of the 1611. As you see, it was put together and designed in its own separate book. So if you have a King James version, you definitely need a King James version Apocrypha continuation that was taken out. Next book, Enoch. Book of Enoch. Now, a lot of people that wouldn't even know who Enoch is. As you know, Enoch is in the scriptures. Genesis chapter 5, verse 22.
Okay.
Could you just read that for me?
Yeah, it started at 21, huh? Or it started at 22? 21.
Yeah, 21. Start at 21, that'll be good.
Genesis chapter 5, verse 21. And Enoch lived 65 years and begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with the Most High after he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters.
So this is what makes the relevancy of this book. It was not only written in Hebrew, translated, which we know Hebrew is the Israelites' original language, but Enoch walked with the Most High for 300 years. So we definitely want to know what was going on. Anything Enoch brought down, we want to know what was happening, because there's no certified, verified records of anyone walking with the Most High but Enoch, where we have the actual literature and records to read for ourselves. So that's another book that we're going to read from today. The next book will be after that. It's the book of Jubilees. Book of Jubilees. I'm sure you're familiar if you read through the Bible. The Bible mentions the Jubilees. The book of Jubilees is also a book that was written by Moses when he talked with the angels. When they spent that 40 days and 40 nights in the mountains, and everybody wants to know what was going on with Moses during that time when they built the golden calf. Well, he was up there learning some knowledge from the Most High and the angels, and they were discussing the past, present, and future of Israel. So also, the book of Jubilee was also in Hebrew language, translated to English. Definitely relevancy to our studies. Another book where we're going to be getting today's information out of. From there, we move on. The book of Jasher. We'll match the book of Jasher up straight from scriptures. 2 Samuel 1 and 18. Let's read that from the scripts to match it up.
2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah to use the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher.
So as you see, the book of Jasher is directly linked from the Bible. So it's like a continuation. It's definitely scriptures, not a reference book. Also it refers to 2 Joshua chapter 10. Verse 13 as well. Linking the book of Jasher and its relevancy to why we want to bring forth today's information. From them books, the Adam and Eve book, which